I'd like to call the meeting to order. All rise for a salute to the flag, followed by a moment of silence for Anthony Cangelosi, the father-in-law of Susan Cangelosi, Diane Sanseverino, mother of Janine Rotundo, Donna Curcio, mother-in-law of Alice Curcio, Elizabeth Oldendorp, a retiree, James Lattis, father-in-law of Nick Pappas, and Louis Bonagora, the father of Randy Bonagora. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. There were some communications to the board by Jay Burlow and Jay Garbowski. Now I turn the microphone over to Mr. McNamara.
Thanks, Mr. Greco. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Thank you so much for attending tonight. As is our tradition, we always like to start off with some good news from around the district. First off, we invited our all-county winter athletes to attend this evening. Another successful season for our winter athletes, so we just wanted to take a moment to recognize them. We are, our coaches put in a tremendous amount of time. We're super fortunate to have really dedicated folks that do a great job. And get some great results. So I'm going to invite our athletic director up, Jennifer Keene, to recognize the students that we're all counting. We're also just asked when the students come up, we have a certificate we'd like to share, and then we're going to gather on the stage for a group photo. So once you receive your certificate, if you wouldn't mind just to walk up to the stage, and we'll join you there for a photo. Jen?
What did you say? Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to our winter all-county and higher athletes. They have done an amazing job, put in a lot of time and hard work. Thank you to the parents for your continued support of your student athletes. So at this time, I'm just going to call those individuals up. So up first, we have gymnastics, all-county, Samantha Nielsen. We have for cheerleading, we have all county, we have Mia Santucci. And we have, I think you have two there, maybe. Missing one. And for cheerleading as well, we have Emma Palmisano. Congratulations. For boys basketball, we have Joe Nicholson. They had a game tonight, so. For girls basketball, we have all-county Isabel Ferraro. And we also have for girls basketball, we have Kayla Mannix, who is all-county and Nassau County Class A Player of the Year. For wrestling, we have, so both of our wrestlers are actually at nationals. So we have Jonathan Catrone, who was all-county, as well as a New York State qualifier. And we also have Jordan Hill, who was also all-county. And then we have, for winter track, we have Ian Frazier, who was all-county, as well as a Nassau County champion in the 1600 and the 3200. Congratulations. That's for our winter athletes. Thank you. One additional recognition for Ian is that he was a News 12 Scholar Athlete this winter.
All right, we're also just going to take a moment to recognize some of our retiring staff members. We have quite a few to recognize tonight. I don't know if it was something we said, but we've got a lot of retirements. But we're thrilled tonight to take a moment. You know, we spend many of these folks have spent 30 plus years here as their careers, and we get during tenure night when they first receive tenure, get an opportunity to speak about them, and then we wait 30 years and we get to say some nice things again. So I like to take a moment to do that. I'm just going to transition over to the other mic. We'll speak about each one of the staff members and just ask them to come up. We have a plaque that we'd like to share with them and just recognize their dedication to the district. All right, I'll start with James Romeo. Is James here this evening? I know he was not sure if he could attend. Okay, I just want to, oh, there he is. Come on up, James. James is a member of our custodial staff, dedicated member for the past 6 years, does an outstanding job for us, and we are certainly going to miss him. So congratulations to James. Yep. Yep.
Congratulations.
Yeah, we just got to do a picture quick. All right, I'm going to ask our teacher aides to come up, Jen Barrett, Marie Ciapina, and Kathy Gata. If they could come up, please. All right, I'll start with Jen. Jen has been great to work with the past few years, 25 years here in the district. She took on the leadership role of the teachers' bargaining unit. So we've had the pleasure of working with her in that capacity. She's worked at all levels within the district and just does an outstanding job. Here for all the right reasons to support our kids and does great work with them every day. So congratulations to Jen. One more. Yeah.
Gotta have my high school graduation shirt.
There it
out.
is. Just a little higher.
Oh, the back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Kathy. Here you go, Kathy. Congratulations. I think, oftentimes our teachers' aides, their work goes unheralded. Kathy is just a great example of someone that has worked so hard in our special education program, really knows the students, understands what they need each and every day. When you look at her reviews over the years from the teaching staff that she works with, they can't say enough things about how hard she works, how dedicated she is, how much time and effort she puts in, and her ability to anticipate what they need, what her students need before it even happens. So we want to thank her for the past 20 plus years and her dedication to the Wantagh School District. All right, we have a total of 11 teachers that are retiring, 8 of which I believe are able to join us here tonight. We're losing some legends, some folks that have been with us that really kind of embody Wantagh and the Wantagh School District over the past 30 plus years. I'll start with Deb Nimmo. Deb, could you come on up? Deb didn't want to be first. Deb is a speech teacher at Wantagh Middle School and the high school, and just does outstanding work with our students each and every day. She joined the district in 2005 after working with one of our independent contractors, Metro Therapy, and also over at the Manhasset School District. She spent the past 21 years here in the district, and my first year here as assistant superintendent, I was sitting in my office, and all of a sudden there was somebody completely decked out in the scariest Halloween costume that I've ever seen, and I looked up and I had no idea who it was, and it just startled me. So thank you to Michelle LaBelle, who was my secretary at the time, bailed me out and said, "No, that's Deb, that's Deb." But that kind of just it tells you a little bit about Deb and the passion that she brings to what she does. When you look at what folks say about her in the classroom, it's the high level of energy, the connection she makes with her students, and it is truly amazing. One of the big things that she's really helped us with over the past few years is having our kids make connections to the greater school community, in particular the students that she works with. I know she's very passionate about that, and really has just done an outstanding job in that regard. So, Deb, we wish you all the best. We're certainly going to miss you. All right, Dr. Purcell, we're going to move on to Meredith. If you wouldn't mind joining me up here, Meredith. Dr. Purcell attended Emory University in Atlanta and got her master's at Queens, and then continued on for her doctorate. After doing a leave replacement over in the Shore and Wading River School District, we were able to steal her away and bring her here, where she has spent the balance of her career. She joined the staff of Wantagh Elementary School in 1994, and has been nothing short of remarkable for the past 32 years. She's there to support certainly our students and our parents, but also our staff. When you talk about the role of a school psychologist and being kind of a quasi-administrator in the building and a go-to person and a leader, one of the first people that comes to mind is Meredith in that regard. She's a great resource, not just for our students and staff, but for our families as well. She's a go-to person in the building, to say the least, a team player, and just the utmost professional. So she is going to be greatly missed. Big shoes to fill at Wantagh L, but we thank her for her dedication over the past 32 years. All right. Also, we'll stay on Wantagh L. Denise Burkhardt. Is Denise here? There she is. Denise is a reading teacher over at Wantagh L. Denise has had an amazing 26-year career here in the district. Sorry, wrong one. Apologize. 25 years old. 25 years old. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. She joined the district in 2000 as a part-time reading teacher. She had been over in North Belmore and Plain Edge prior to that, and became full-time in 2001. She spent a large portion of her career over at Mandalay Elementary School, where she certainly embraced the community. Denise is also a resident here, and a large part of the community. Some of you may be aware that Denise moved over to Wantagh Elementary School a few years ago, and has just done an outstanding job there ever since. I often, when I hear Dr. Wantagh speak to her, she talks about students that need that kind of motherly influence, and she says, "This is a Burkhardt kid. This is a kid that needs that little bit more, a little bit of attention to be successful." So we thank you for your dedication to the district, and wish you all the best in retirement. All right, we'll switch over to Forest Lake. Barb Muller. Huge congratulations to Barb Muller. She began as a teacher here in 1995, leave replacement teacher, and then received a probationary appointment the following year, and has been here for the past 31 years. Attended Dowling College for both her undergrad and her master's degree. And in recent years, she's been a staple in second grade, but has taught multiple grades over her career. And plain and simple, everybody loves Barb Muller. It's impossible not to. She is kind, she's caring, she's personable. She loves what she does. She loves working with the kids each and every day. She is an absolute joy to be around, and Forest Lake is going to be a different place without her. When I got a little teared up when she came by the office to say that she wasn't going to be coming back next year. She is just a constant professional, just cares so much about and puts so much into everything she does each and every day, and just makes unbelievable connections with families and with their children. She is going to be greatly missed, and we wish her all the success in retirement. All the best. Maria Brown. Is Maria here? There she is. All right, Maria's got the biggest crew here, I think. Huge congratulations to Maria. After teaching in Brooklyn at the New York City DOE for 3 years, she joined the district in 1997 and is completing her 29th year here. When I think it was my second year here, I got a letter from a parent, and it was about Maria. Don't worry, it's a good letter. She talked about Maria was teaching 5th grade at the time, and she talked about her two children, the youngest of which was just graduating Mandalay and moving on to the middle school. Both had some significant needs, and the parent was extremely anxious about their placements each year. The mother wrote and just said that from the time both of her children stepped into Mandalay and were in Miss Brown's class, she was just put at ease. The level of communication, the thoughtfulness that went into working with her children each and every day was tremendous. She wrote, Mrs. Brown went out of her way to make sure children were safe, feel safe and comfortable in her classroom each and every day. She always proactively contacted me with any concerns to make sure my children were included in everything. We will sincerely miss this outstanding educator, Mrs. Brown. So I think that sums it up. All right, we'll stay on the Brown theme. Is Dawn here? Dawn Brown? Where's she? Oh, there she is. Congratulations. Congratulations to Dawn. Dawn has been with us since 1992. She had a leave replacement position for a couple of years from 92 to 94 before ultimately moving into a probationary spot in 1994. She attended St. John's for her undergrad degree and Hofstra for her grad degree. Go St. John's tomorrow night. And she's currently a second grade ICT teacher and taught first grade ICT for several years before that, and a long time in 4th grade. And I think certainly her legacy is going to be her work that she has done in the ICT program. She's a master at that. Certainly understands what a collaborative relationship is with a co-teacher and how to work best with them, and also really support the needs of the individual learners in the classroom, ability to differentiate instruction, and just so thoughtful about what she does to support kids each and every day. And she's leaving us with a great present, and that's her daughter, Kristen, who is an outstanding PE teacher with us, and we're thrilled that she's here as well. So congratulations to Dawn. All right, Mary Coons. Is Mary here? There she is. She's back there. Mary is an outstanding member of our math department. We were fortunate to get some experience a few years back. In 2003, she had previously worked at William Floyd and the Valley Stream School Districts before joining us, and has been here for the past 23 years. Dedicated, hardworking, unbelievable colleague. Supporting younger colleagues in her department, taking on student teachers, loves her subject, loves working with kids, just has the unbelievable ability to break down math instruction so that our students can understand it and succeed. She gets outstanding results every year, and that's no fluke. It's because of her dedication, her hard work, and everything that she brings to the classroom every day. We're going to miss her greatly, and we wish her all the best in her retirement. Michelle, Harkle Road. There she is. Michelle has been an outstanding social studies teacher in our district. 32 years of service since 1994. Attended Oneonta and then LIU for grad school. When you think of Michelle, you think of someone that makes learning fun for kids, keeps kids engaged, and keeps them connected. Two quick anecdotes about Michelle. It was 2020, we were in the midst of COVID, and we were tasked somehow with giving out COVID tests one evening. So we were out in the parking lot, and Michelle was nice enough to join. And who's out there? Look, and just dancing. Just dancing. She said she's handing out a COVID test, happily giving away a test, and just having the time of her life. And I right there, I'm like, I really like her. Then fast forward to this week, we just recently posted Michelle's position in the social studies department, and I received a cover letter. And I usually don't get emotional when I'm reading a cover letter, but the cover letter was from one of Michelle's former students that was actually applying for her position. It was a student that graduated in 2006, and she had attended sports night a couple weeks ago. And at sports night, Michelle gave out the trophy in her last year here, and it was announced that she was retiring. The student felt compelled to apply for the position. She went on to speak about how Michelle was the reason she became a social studies teacher. She was the reason that she went into education because of the connection that she made with her in ninth grade over 20 years ago. I think that tells you everything you need to know about Michelle, the connections she makes with kids each and every day. She's at everything. She's at every time I turn around at a sporting event, there is Michelle, Sportsnet, whatever it is, she's there just because she loves being around our kids and getting to know them outside the classroom. She's going to be greatly missed, and I just wish her all the best in her retirement. All right. All right. We also have an administrator retiring, and that's Frank Musio. Frank, if you don't mind joining me up here. We are truly fortunate to have Frank Nimmo here in the Wantagh School District. Frank has, over the past 15 years, plus 15 years, has been serving as our Director of Guidance, but longtime member of our guidance department as well. Someone that has been a pillar of the Wantagh community and certainly the Wantagh guidance department. Frank is just a complete gentleman, and he is someone that is such a great resource for all of us. He's a great sounding board. He is someone that really understands why we're here and what we do. He puts in countless hours giving presentations to our families, guiding them through the college process and financial aid and all sorts of things. Saturdays for SATs, running our AP program. We went to post Frank's job, and Stephanie said to me, "Is it okay if I go on to a second sheet?" Which we never do. The responsibilities just kept coming, and it just, Frank has just grown into the position and taken on so much more. Frank, we're going to greatly miss all the great work that you've done, but more importantly, we're going to miss you as a person and all you've brought to our district over the past 30 plus years. Congratulations. One more recognition for me, and that is Wantagh Middle School. Several years ago, 3 years ago to be exact, middle school was designated an essential element school to watch for New York State. And every 3 years they go through a redesignation process. Probably one of the nicest interviews I went through when we met with the folks from the state organization that was kind of reviewing the work that Anthony Chiffo, the principal there, and Rachel Quattrochi, the assistant principal, had done over the past 3 years. They could not say enough nice things. There were no tough questions. It was just praise for everything they put in place, just including revamping their advisory program and the MTSS work and all those pieces that they put in over the past several years, the teaming and increasing the strength of that structure. This was kind of born out of a conversation Anthony and I had a few years ago, and he just kind of jumped right into it to the point where now they have him and Rachel go out and review other schools that are putting in for the designation. They're also now looking into the national recognition, which will be the next phase. So we want to take a moment to recognize the work of the middle school. We invite Anthony and Rachel up, and any of the middle school staff that's here is welcome to join us. All right, we're going to transition over to the business portion of our meeting. It's very exciting stuff. If you'd like to stick around, you're welcome to. If not, this would be a great opportunity for you to exit. Yeah.
With who, Frank? Denise?
All right, we're going to move along to the next portion of our meeting, which is repair reserve expenditure. We're going to hold a brief hearing and talk about the expenditure. I'll turn it over to Anthony Cedrone, our Assistant Superintendent for Business.
Thank you. So anytime the repair reserve are funds that are already set aside in a particular account called a repair reserve. It's meant to be available for things that come up when they're unanticipated. One of the requirements to use this money is to have a hearing, which is what this is. The purpose of the hearing is just to give a brief update as to what the funds are to be used for, because a little bit on in the agenda, when we get to the approving the agenda items in the business part, there'll be a resolution on there authorizing the use of the money. So in this particular case, the request is up to $110,000 to make repairs to fire alarm systems and components in all 5 of the buildings. Specifically in the boiler rooms. As some of the rules change and whatnot, there's some additional wiring and stuff. So for example, fire alarms can't just have a sound, an audible sound, they also need a flashing light. This in particular is related to carbon monoxide detectors because those rules have changed over the years. So the detectors are there, but the requirements surrounding what they're supposed to do when they go off has changed. So again, because it's a safety issue and because it's unanticipated, therefore the request to use the reserve. So at this point, I don't know if the board or anybody has any other questions. Otherwise, it's as simple as that in terms of the hearing portion.
No questions.
No
Okay,
questions.
thank you.
Thank you.
We're also in the middle of budget season coming to an end. We've had 2 budget forums so far. Our third is this coming Monday here in the high school in room 150, 152. We are continuing to work through the process. Monday's topic is personnel. And then between Monday's meeting and the April business meeting, we'll finalize the budget with a goal of adopting a budget that's within the cap at the April meeting. So that's the remaining dates up there. And like I said, it'll be Monday evening.
And then lastly, tonight, also on the agenda this evening, we had given an update on this last month. The district had entered into a tentative deal, still having to go through a due diligence period for the sale of 1865 Beach Street. And the district now has finalized that deal. That's what the board will be voting on tonight, to put a referendum onto the ballot in May. So on May 19th, we'll be asking the community to vote on the sale of that building. We have a buyer that is interested in putting 2 homes on that site, and it's a purchase price of $1,075,000. The building has really gone past its usefulness to the district in terms of the significant amount of work that it needs. The small size of it really doesn't fit any of our needs, and we felt at this point made the most sense to recommend the sale to the board. So the voters will be voting on that in May. And that's it for my report. I'm going to turn it back over to Mr. Greco. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Before I do, I have Carol Ann to talk about the blue ribbon. Yes, I apologize. Yeah. Okay, I can space it for you. I should take it just in case. Go. There we go.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm going to just give you an update on the New York State Blue Ribbon Commission on graduation measures. So a lot of you may have heard kind of whisperings that the graduation measures are changing. Before I kind of really get into the presentation, I just want to let you know that I'm going to share the ideas that are being proposed, but as of right now, it's business as usual. So nothing that I'm going to talk about right now is official. But it potentially can be official once the Board of Regents votes on it. The only thing that is official is the New York State Portrait of a Graduate, which is, I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. All right, so I just kind of want to pose these questions just for you guys to think about potentially why things may need to change, because sometimes change is uncomfortable. So what I'd like you to just reflect on, and the thought focus is not necessarily what students did in the classroom. I want you to think of how you as a student accessed information on your own. Again, I'm not asking these questions in reference to what you did in the classroom, but if you're home and you wanted to learn about something, for me it was like dinosaurs, and I opened the encyclopedia and I read all about dinosaurs. Okay, so the teacher, the textbook, and the library. So what role did the teacher, the textbook, and the library play in shaping your own learning experience personally? Next question. Okay, so now I want you to think, same question, what role does the teacher, the textbook, and the library play in the current student's access of information? So if a student wants to learn about something, like me, want to learn about dinosaurs, how do they get the information? Okay, most likely it's either from a learning experience that they get in the classroom, or from the museum, or from going out on camp or on the sports field, their teacher, or they ask the chatbot. So what skills do students need to take responsibility for their learning and apply their knowledge effectively in the real world? And the reason is, if we go to the next slide, is because our students' learning experience differ from ours in one very important way. They are not preparing for an information-scarce world. They are preparing for an information-saturated one. It may not be reliable, it may not be credible, it may be true, it may be false, but the students have knowledge at their fingertips, and it's what they do with that knowledge is what we really have to start focusing on. So you're going to see that the standards are changing, the assessments are changing, and now what you're starting to see is the graduation measures are changing. So New York State put the Blue Ribbon Commission together on graduation measures. It addresses the inequities, ensures the reflection of 21st century skills, creates flexible and inclusive graduation framework that offers multiple pathways. They put out a survey, and they had about 59 recommendations. They drilled them down to 12, and then they became 4. Those 4 transformations are the portrait of the graduate, the redefining of credits. So as of right now, credits it's about 22 credits, and it's based on what was called the Carnegie unit. It actually dates back all the way to the actual Carnegie. And it's seat time, how long a student stays in a seat learning about a particular course. They earn that course by passing the class, and then we also had the Regents assessments, which leads us to Transformation 3, which is the sunset of the Regents exam requirement. And then finally, you guys are probably familiar with the different diplomas that are offered. So you have non-Regents diploma, the Regents diploma, and the Advanced Regents diploma. We are shifting towards just every student would get 1 diploma, and then for advanced or honors, those would become seals or endorsements. So on their diploma, they would get kind of stickers placed on the diploma to indicate those seals. Okay. So here are the 6 attributes of the New York State portrait of a graduate. So we have academically prepared, creative innovator, critical thinking, effective communicator, global citizen, reflective, and future focused. Academically prepared is what we're kind of pretty much familiar with. That's going to be the attribute that's aligned with the standards. And then you have all these others, which the state is promising that they're going to release rubrics on how to assess it in the near future. Okay. The biggest thing that I really want to drive home to everyone is that over the past 10 years, the New York State standards have been changing significantly, and the teachers in this district have done enormous amounts of work shifting to transferable learning, shifting towards collaboration, critical thinking, knowledge building, sense making. So really a lot of these shifts that you see in the attributes of the portrait of the graduate are alive and well in the halls of our classrooms, because in my interpretation, it's really the standards that are driving these shifts. So I really am confident in our ability to make the shifts in the graduation measures because of the significant efforts that we've put into meeting the new standards. Okay. So one of the things that we did, Dr. Gazzone, he's here somewhere. So he kind of introduced us to LM Notebook, which is a program that is AI. And what it can do is it can take the attributes described in the New York State Portrait of the Graduate, and then what we can do is we can upload our course descriptions for both our middle school and our high school catalog. And really what we wanted to do is we wanted to do some accountability measures to make sure, I don't want to say that we're already doing something if we're not already doing something, but if we're already doing something, I think we should be proud of it and really kind of say that we were ahead of the curve. So what we did was we took the course catalogs and we put the course catalogs in LM Notebook. We compared them to the attributes. Eventually we can even put them with the rubrics that are released from the state. And then what you'll see is the check marks is what that course description aligns to. So we have media arts up there, but you'll notice that in basically all of our courses, we check various attributes in different course experiences to the point where when the students graduate, they will actually meet these attributes simply through their course experiences. Just real quick, I just want to make sure that you'll notice some of the courses don't have a check for everything. I don't want to make every course meet every attribute. That doesn't necessarily make sense. It's actually important that the different learning experiences actually really dive deep into one or two of the attributes. And what you're going to start seeing in the course catalogs is those little icons are going to be in the course catalog so that it's a constant reminder to the students how their coursework attributes to the Portrait of the Graduate. So up on the board is this was released recently, was initially when they gave out the information for the Portrait of the Graduate. As you can see, I have high school courses and passing approved assessments up there because that's pretty much what we do already. So there's a series of students, courses that a student takes. They have to accumulate a certain amount of credit. In order to get those credits, they have to pass the course, and then they get credit for the course. Passing approved assessments, this is something that again we would have to wait for state approval, but this would be something where maybe the student made it all the way through the course, struggled a little bit, passed the approved exam, now we can give that child credit for the course. Or in vice versa, there is some things where we may be able to offer the student a chance to take the test to maybe not move forward in that course. What we're doing now, I just kind of want to mention to everybody, as of right now, we don't have any measurement for the attributes. So we cannot form a high school transcript any different than how we've always done it. So we will still be maintaining the 22 credit graduation requirement for grades 9 through 12. Even you're going to notice, even though there's going to be cohorts that are currently in high school that could directly be affected by this, we have acknowledged that if we continue the 22 coursework, we'll be able to meet those attributes based on the course mapping that we did. And it'll also allow the students to get kind of a well-rounded transcript that shows that they have experience not only in what they're interested in, but in those core academic coursework that it's traditionally going to support them for higher ed or the workforce. The other thing that I just want to put out there is we are going to continue the mathematical hold harmless for the final assessments and the Regents exam, which means that yes, the Regents exam will still count for a small portion of the student's average. The reason why we kind of settled on this is we feel that summative assessments are not the entire picture of the student's experience in the coursework. However, preparing for a test, studying for a test, working in study groups, meeting in the library, going to extra help, advocating for yourself in order to advocate for your own learning. These are all lessons that students will benefit from. And if there's not necessarily kind of, not a whole emphasis on that summative assessment, but if there's not something about it that makes it important, we thought maybe students wouldn't be as motivated to prepare for that exam. So we are going to keep that mathematical hold harmless. Why is it called mathematically hold harmless? Because the number that we chose does not have a severe impact on the child's average at the end of the year. Okay. All right, again, the Regents exams are not going away. They're not taking away the Regents exams. They will still be at the end of every Regents course. The big thing that they are suggesting and what sunsetting means is that they will no longer be a requirement for the diploma themselves. So you can pass the course, take the Regents, fail the Regents, and still get credit for that course. Okay, so really what does that do? It elevates the student's year-long academic effort. So the biggest thing is what was the student doing in their class all year long? Yes, we're keeping that hold harmless. So yes, the final assessment, if it is a Regents exam, will have a teeny slice in that picture. But really, what is the big picture? What was the student's learning experience that whole year? Course completion serves as the primary graduation measure, but it does clear the path for some of those students who just simply could not get over that obstacle of passing the Regents exam. And yes, we have experienced some students who need that English Regents to get that diploma, and they've tried over and over and over again, and they just can't get there. So now, if this is passed, that barrier would be removed, and if they passed English 9, 10, 11, 12, then they're good to go. All right, so this is the most current state guidance timeline. So last year we finalized the portrait of the graduate. You may have heard of the MLE, that's that major life exemption. So basically if something really traumatic happens during the window of the Regents exam, typically we would have had to have that really hard conversation of, I'm so sorry this happened to you, but you need to come back and take the Regents in August, which places you 2 months away from your learning experience, and you're missing that opportunity. This allows us to say, we have deemed this a very severe incident that has happened in your life that allowed you to realize, hey, you know, I can't show up today. This is what happened. You can fill out a form and use that MLE. I just want to advise that this isn't something where, you know, the student doesn't want to come to school that day because there's a test. This is a real major event in the student's life. Okay. What we're experiencing now is the Commissioner Regulation 100.2, which is increasing financial literacy and climate change. Our science department, as well as our elementary science teachers, do a really, really good, robust job at teaching climate change. And I would like to thank Dr. Rossley, and is Mr. Muzio still here? Our career and our home and careers, right? Right? Okay, yeah. Classes are going to include financial literacy lessons in all our 6, 7, and 8 home and careers classes. So by the time the students exit the middle school, they'll have a nice foundation in financial literacy. The release of the Portrait of Graduate and the rubrics. So the rubrics for the attributes will be released in 26-27. By 27-28, 1 diploma. The first class tentatively to supposedly receive this diploma is the class of 2028, which I think is the current 10th graders. Okay, and then by the 29th, the state is going to release the new transcripts. So one confusing thing, if you really are looking at all the information on the NYSED website, and I have to admit it is a little overwhelming, I go by graduation year. The state likes to go by cohorts, and the cohorts are when the child enters 9th grade. So it's a little bizarre to me, but I just want to point that out. So if you're looking at a cohort, your child is in a cohort based on when they entered 9th grade. So entered 9th grade in 2022, that's going to be our 12th, 2023, our 11th. Current credit requirements, one of the 3 diplomas. Then we have our 10th graders, our 9th graders, and our 8th graders. If everything gets approved by the Board of Regents, that's going to be the current credit requirement, so we're still going to stick with the 22 credits. The students need to take the Regents, but as long as the sunsetting of the Regents is approved by the Board of Regents, they don't need to pass the Regents to get the diploma, and then that's 1 diploma. Entering in 9th grade, these are our 7th and 6th graders, they're going to have the new credit requirements. They're going to have the seals, the endorsements, and the advanced designation. And then the 9th grade, the last cohort is our 5th grade. So our current 5th grade are the students that they're projecting are going to have all of the rubrics, the new graduations, the new diplomas, the new transcripts, and everything there. Okay, so the instructional committee worked together. We are beholden to the attributes of the New York State Portrait of the Graduate, but we wanted to poll all of our staff and make sure that when we're looking at the Portrait of the Graduate, we kind of personalized it to Wantagh. So this is how we have defined all of the attributes from the lens of a specific Wantagh student. So this was collected by staff members and other members of the instructional committee. So in summary, what is this going to look like? This is our current model. We have 3 diplomas, a two-fold system has credit requirements, assessment requirements, the Regents requirements, and the district could add a local graduation requirement. So for example, when I had to graduate, I had to complete a senior project, and if you didn't do the senior project, then you didn't graduate. So districts can't do that in this new model. The new model, 1 diploma with seals. If you're thinking about advanced diploma or with honors, the Regents, they still are saying the Regents is required. So if you're thinking about your child pursuing what is considered the advanced Regents diploma, that would still require the students taking the Regents. Evidence-based system, so it wouldn't just be seat time, it wouldn't just be those Carnegie units, there'd be multiple ways to prove how they did that, and the district cannot add any local graduation requirements. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
We'll turn it back over to Mr. Greco.
Thank you, Mr. McNamara. Item E, approval of minutes. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item F, item F1, financial reports, and item F2, budget transfers. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item G, personnel. G1, approval of personnel items. Do I have a motion? Move. Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item H, contractual and other authorizations. H1, close out of capital projects. H2, use of repair reserve on the fire alarm system modifications. Item 3, budget increase. Item 4, use of funds from reserves. And item 5, educational data services skilled trade bid. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 6, Nassau County Directors of School Facilities Purchasing Consortium. Item 7, Health Services Agreement. Item 8, Special Ed Services Agreement. Item 9, the RFP for Universal Pre-K Program. And item 10, Memorandum of Agreement with WISA. Do I have a motion?
Move.
Second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Item 11, Facilities Use Agreement for Camp Invention. Item 12, the Facilities Use Agreement for Warrior Sports Baseball Clinic. Item 13, Facilities Use Agreement for the Wantagh Foundation for Educational Excellence. Item 14, Professional Development Consultant Services. And item 15, Data Privacy Agreement and Rider. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 16, extra classroom activity charters. Item 17, donations. Donations are being made by the Wantagh Elementary School PTA, Lifestyle Sports, the National Financial Group, and Wantagh SEPTA. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'd like to thank them all for their generous donations. Item 18, disposal of obsolete books. Item 19, disposal of old motor vehicles. And item 20, disposal of equipment. Do I have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Item 21, amendment to the sale of property contract. Item 22, capital reserve expenditure proposition. Item 23, sale of property proposition. And item 24, authorization for legal notice. Do we have a motion?
Move.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item I, unfinished business, we have none. Item J, new business. Item J1, policy revisions. Do we have a motion? Second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, item K, do we have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Mr. President, I make a motion to move to executive session.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Now we'll have our reports from student government.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caitlin Donahue.
And I'm Milana Gimber. Over the last month of March, we've had a number of exciting events here at Wantagh High School. Most notably, student government hosted our annual Battle of the Classes event. Throughout the year, each grade has competed in activities like food drives, spirit weeks, and showcase decorating, all leading up to this event. On the night of Battle of the Classes, each grade filled the gym in their class colors and competed in games like tug-of-war and three-legged races. After a great competition, the seniors came out on top.
March also marked the start of our spring sports season, which is off to a strong start. Our teams have been working hard and are already seeing success, highlighted by wins from boys varsity lacrosse and boys varsity tennis. This year also marks the debut of Wantagh's girls flag football team, which has brought a lot of excitement to our school community.
Looking ahead to April, the student government is preparing for our autism awareness campaign. We will be hosting bake sales, creating awareness videos, decorating the school showcase, and organizing additional activities to help fundraise awareness and reduce the stigma surrounding autism.
Thank you, and we look forward to sharing more updates with you at our next meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Okay, Forest Lake PTA.
Fifth graders had their pancake fundraiser at Applebee's on March 1st. It was a lot of fun watching the students serve their family and their friends. Fifth grade also had their Rock and Bowl fundraiser on the 13th, and it sounds like they had a blast there as well. March 21st was our 32nd annual variety show. We were all proud to see our students put on some really amazing acts. It's always wonderful to see how creative and talented our kids can be. Fifth grade just started their spring apparel fundraiser. They're partnering with Lifestyle Sports, and they're offering some really fun new designs. Our super successful enrichment program is finishing up the third session in April, and sign-ups for our fourth and final session begin tomorrow. Courses include fishing, gardening, sports, art studio, young detectives, digital newspaper, drawing, and many more favorites. This coming Monday, we have an exciting assembly for the students featuring the National Circus Project. The students will have the opportunity to attempt challenging skills, helping them to learn patience, self-discipline, and good practice habits while having fun. Backed by popular demand, we will soon be running our second Principal for a Day fundraiser. The winning student on April 24th will get their own personal ID badge and the chance to help Mr. Burke with many of his daily activities, including morning announcements, assisting with morning program, supervising the snack cart, and eating lunch with Mr. Burke along with a friend of their choice. This was a huge success the first round, and I know a lot of students are looking forward to potentially being Mr. Burke's sidekick. April is a quiet month, and at the next meeting, we will update you on all the fun that's coming for May. Our next PTA meeting will be on April 14th. Thank you.
Mandalay PTA. Wantagh LPTA.
Tiny. Hello, I'm Jen Schnitzer. Good evening. One of our programs that has grown exponentially in Wantagh Elementary is our PTA Reflections Art Contest program. Students participate in various art categories from UPK through 5th grade levels. This year we had another winner at the Nassau PTA level, who was also one of our winners last year, Maxwell Reed. And he went on to compete at the national PTA level again this year, so we're very proud of him for that. Though our journey ended at the Nassau PTA level, We are very proud of all of our school level winners and participants, as well as Maxwell for his Nassau region win. He attended the Nassau PTA winners reception last night and was celebrated for his outstanding photography. Support of the Wantagh Elementary PTA allows our school to celebrate our participants with some special award ribbons and certificates, which will be given out at our ice cream party in May. Also, some of our wonderful upcoming events in May are our Adventureland Night. We just had our book fair March 3rd through the 5th, and our PARP week at the same time. We had various themes throughout the week, a bookmark contest, a grade reading challenge, which was really fun. The kids enjoyed that. Assembly author Darren Sardelli, who's known for poems and other work of art. He came on March 10th, so we kind of kept our PARP week going into the next Monday. We just had our adult event, Spring Fest, at Mulcahy's, which was very fun. It was on March 12th. We raised money for the 5th grade end-of-year events, so that's exciting. We just had the clothing drive on March 21st, our spring clothing drive. It was at the Wantagh Elementary cafeteria, and we raised quite a bit of money for the 5th grade as well. We have a large class this year, so that'll be very helpful. Our Applebee's Pancake Breakfast is coming up this Saturday. It's the 28th from 8 to 10 a.m. You can be served by our 5th graders, so if you haven't gotten tickets yet, they need to be purchased in advance. And they're $18 per person. And also, if your student is going to volunteer, then they need to also purchase a ticket as well, but they're discounted. We are selling Wantagh Warrior blankets. It's $40, benefits the 5th grade class. They're really nice. They're like a, I don't know how to call it, like a sweatshirt type material, but they're very good. They're not too heavy, but they're great for spring sports. We have a Long Island Ducks game, April 30th. The game time is 6:35, but the tickets are $19. Parking is free. The performance is at 6:05. It's our 5th grade concert band, 4th and 5th grade concert orchestra, and 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade chorus. They'll perform on the field. And our next PTA meeting is Monday, April 20th at 7 p.m. Thank you.
612. SEPTA.
Our resource fair on March 18th was a big success. We had over 30 vendors attend, and guests learned about recreational, therapeutic, and support services for families in the special needs community. We provided a grant to the Wantagh High School Best Buddies Club so they could tie-dye socks for World Down Syndrome Awareness Day. We are purchasing bracelets to support the high school's GOP efforts to promote inclusion during Autism Acceptance Month in April, and we are excited to see how all of the different schools celebrate autism awareness next month.
Our current fundraisers are Spring Treats fundraiser with Tammy's Memorable Sweets and Pietro's in East Meadow for lunch or dinner on March 31st. Our 3rd annual Night at the Races fundraiser is Saturday, May 2nd at the Merritt Golf Clubhouse. All the funds we raise go towards continued teacher grants and student scholarships. And scholarships and Friend of SEPTA submissions are open now. Check our social media pages and weekly newsletter for details on everything we mentioned.
Thank you. PTA Council. Sports Boosters. The Performing Arts Booster Club.
I can read it if you want. They sent us an email. Since the last BOE meeting, they've helped to serve pizza and provided snacks and water for each of the ensemble days, with band day planned for tomorrow. Yeah, it kind of goes. Supported the middle school production of Disney's Dare to Dream, with full lobby presence, including concession, raffles, and kisses for the cast and crew. They also supplied snacks and water for the students during their tech week. They were able to provide a monetary subsidy to Wantagh schools to aid in the funding of instrument travel for the recent performing arts trip to Disney World. Looking ahead, they're currently seeking food truck vendors for the Wantagh Performing Arts Pops concert scheduled for May 29th. If anyone would like an application, they can reach out through the email address. I think it's online, and they're requesting all applications be submitted by March 31st. They're also looking forward to supporting the high school production of Annie, pre-orders of candy bouquets, Sandy plush, and kisses for the cast, crew, and pit are available through their Give Back site until April 12th. Also, there's a scholarship application that's live for seniors through the Schoology platform that they'll be accepting until April 15th. They'll also be hosting a spring performing arts spirit wear sale in the coming weeks. Please be on the lookout for more information. Their next meeting is April 30th, co-hosted with 612 SEPTA and Sports Booster.
Thank you, Adam. Wantagh Foundation. All right, at this time I'll open the microphone to public comment.
Good evening. I'd like to start by saying congratulations to everybody honored here today, many of whom have taught me to advocate for myself. So here I am. I'm here to speak about my consideration for a CTE program. First, I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak tonight. I'm here in hopes I can convince you to reconsider my request to attend the CTE school, that is, Long Island High School for the Arts. I want you to know before I begin that musical theater and the performing arts are not a hobby, nor are they something that I take lightly. Musical theater will be my career. It is the trade I have chosen to spend the rest of my life pursuing. But in order to do so, I need an intensive training from industry professionals, and if there's one high school that can give me that experience, it's Long Island High School for the Arts. I've been pursuing theater for almost 3 years now and have auditioned for 18 plus shows and been cast in 14, portraying roles such as Little Sally in Urinetown the Musical, Helen Keller in The Miracle Worker, and Mrs. May Peterson in Bye Bye Birdie. Throughout these experiences, I have learned a lot, but not enough to begin a successful career. The first time I heard of Long Island High School for the Arts was whilst in 8th grade talking to my good friend Ashley Fucarino. Since then and before, I have participated in every school-related theater event and class possible, with Long Island High School in the Arts, Arts' musical theater program in mind. I've repeatedly expressed interest in this program via conversations with my friends, family, and wonderful guidance counselor, Mrs. Prestiani, as well as in attending the program's one-on-one day last year. While shadowing my good friends, Ashley Fucarino and Lorenzo Hilliard, I learned the most about this trade than I had ever had before. I met many kind, new people who broadened my perspective of what musical theater is. I learned not only how to place myself at numbers on a stage, how semi-professional work rehearsals are run, and how to blend my voice within a group, but how to make friends, keep a positive working mindset, and even more. All of which I used when submitting myself for the Roger Rees New Faces Award for Excellence in Solo Performance, which I won under the vocals category. Not only being the youngest winner of the year, but the first Wantagh student to ever win under the vocals category. It goes without saying that the things I learned that day were useful and very impactful to my life. If one day can make that much of a difference, then think about what an actual enrollment in the school could do for me. For example, Ashley and Lorenzo, due to their counseling at Long Island High School for the Arts, were both accepted into prestigious college programs and conservations for the performing arts. If you remember nothing else I've said tonight, please remember this. Long Island High School for the Arts, for me, could mean the difference between a lonely high school student who struggles to make connections here and a thriving performer. I'm going to keep talking about this, and I implore you to consider me again one more time for this. I also have here a folder that I would like to leave with you. It has a copy not only of my award certificate from the Roger Rees Awards, but my acting resume and a few production photos, and I would like to thank you for your time. That's it.
Being no one else, we'll end the meeting. Thank you all for coming, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah, just before we adjourn, just thank you for your comments about Lisa. Much appreciated. We evaluate that on a kind of a rolling basis throughout the year. We had a high interest this year in our level 1 programs. So now it becomes part of our budget discussion as we kind of progress through that process. So we'll keep in touch about that as we move forward.